Yo, guys, what's happening? It's your boy Uncle P. Guys, this is take two. I guess this topic doesn't want to be spoken about, but I have to do it. I feel like I have to do it, guys. As you guys saw the heading below, church, religion, Christianity, black, white, whatever the heading says. Like I said in my other video, guys, I usually come up with the headings after I've already shot the podcast. But yeah, we talking religion and life. Oh man. So I've been having a lot of conversation with a lot of much older women. When I'm talking old, I'm talking about ladies that are now in their my age. I'm 34, so 35, 40, 50 years old. I'm talking about ladies who devoted their lives to Christianity. And they feel like Christianity or God betrayed them or misled them or gave them false promise because they are either unmarried with no kids or yeah, literally unmarried with no kids. So I'm gonna tell you two stories. The first story is about a sister. When I say sister, I mean a black lady who is 42 years old, no husband, no child, and she's just in a state of mind where she's like, F it, I'm done with it. I'm living my life. I've devoted and given everything to Christianity, and I've got nothing to show for it. God has not kept his promise, and I've done the best. I know a lot of you now probably think, yeah, but she might have sinned, she might have done this, she might have done that. But guys, for those of you who know who I am, who follow my podcast, and have been watching from the beginning, you know that my background, I was a very strong Christian. I was a minister in the church, as a student of the ministry. I studied theology in ministry. I used to preach Sunday school when I was turned 21. I did my first main service of the church. I literally, preached the main service in my church. And Christianity was everything it was everything for me. Jesus Christ, God, everything that the Bible spoke about it was all that mattered to me. And I wanted everybody to just know about how wonderful God was, the God of the Bible, Jesus Christ, and everything else. But the more I studied the Bible, the more I started finding discrepancies. I started finding faults. I started finding errors. I started finding things that didn't make sense. I started questioning a lot. I started feeling like God was very angry. The God in the Bible was very angry. It spoke of the God in the Bible being a jealous God. It spoke about the God in the Bible of being. It's just the way it spoke about God. It just didn't make any sense. And then I looked at the world that we started living in, or the world that we're living in right now, where we have over 100 genders. We got war. I look at my race, how we are suffering, and I look at the division between white, black, Indian, colored. I look at the sicknesses and diseases. Although the Bible speaks about all this, it also speaks about faith as small as a mustard seed being able to move mountains. It also speaks about, stepping on snakes and being bitten and dying from the venom. That we have the power of healing. And then it also speaks about that the lack of knowledge is what causes the people of God to perish. And then I started meditating those specific things in detail. Lack of knowledge. Knowledge is derived by meditation and meditating multiple stuff. So you can't just read the Bible and claim to know God. If there's other religions and there's other books that speak of a God or any God, you need to read it and study it in order to understand who the true God might possibly be. And then I realized in Christianity, we only read the Bible, and the Bible is our only source of information. And there's a lot that life has brought upon us, that life has shown us that just doesn't balance anymore with the Bible. Jesus Christ, God, ain't responding the way they should be responding in the modern days. Regardless of how much faith and how much you devote yourself to God or the word, you are not getting, like the outcome is not balancing. And a lot of people are beginning to lose faith, hope in the church, especially now with a lot of fake churches out there, with all these pastors just doing what they need to do to get as much money as they can possibly get from the congregation. The worst part about all this is Black people are suffering the most. Black women who have devoted themselves in the church, giving their everything, have nothing to show for it. Our mothers remained in poverty, our fathers remained in poverty. You want to tell me from your great-great-great-mother to today that none of you had faith as small as a mustard seed to move a mountain? That mountain might have been the financial situation in your family. That mountain might have been poverty. That mountain might have been lack of education. That mountain might have been lack of opportunities. You want to tell me that we are such sinful individuals as Black people that God cannot eradicate poverty in Africa, change our leaders' mindsets, and the only trade or the only thing that God has in exchange to choosing Him and obeying Him is heaven? So we follow Him, we obey Him, we stay faithful to God, and our reward is heaven. And in this heaven, we will worship and praise for eternity. This bro wants more praise and more worship in this heaven. There is no BMWs, there is no pleasures of this world. There is no your wife, there is no your partner. You know, this podcast talks about relationship and family. That won't mean nothing in heaven. I refuse to believe that we are going through all this to just die tomorrow. And if we did good, going to heaven and praise and worship this God for eternity. That doesn't sound like a fair trade. Imagine being a Christian who dies in poverty but remain faithful to the word, and that is the reward that you were given. Then what's the purpose of this life? What's the purpose of living here? What's the purpose of multiplying, as the word says that we need to multiply? What's the purpose of having children? There's gotta be more to life than just living for God, for praises, for worships, for waiting for the return of Jesus Christ, then just die to go back to heaven. When I talk about Christianity, it gets a bit deeper and I digress from the topic. I don't even know what the heading is going to be of this podcast, but I hope that a lot of you listen to this, because a lot of us Black people are stuck in religion. The Bible says that the enemy of faith is fear. Fear is the enemy of faith. But yet the Bible possesses more fear than anything else. It tells us that we will burn for eternity for not choosing Jesus Christ, the Son of God. That if we do not live righteous, that the punishment will be hell. It puts fear in us. Yet it speaks about the freedom of free will. How is it free will when you tell me that if you do not choose me, you will suffer for eternity? It's not a free will. There's no trade there. If you don't do it, you're going to die. If you do it, you're going to get eternal life. What trade is that? That's a God that is possessive, is a capitalist. It is his way or the highway. And the highway is death. That's the God of the Bible. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. Our pastors have become hypocrites and criminals, where they've taken the word and changed the word in order to financially benefit them. Because even they have realized that the spiritual consequences does not balance with the physical consequences. We already in hell. What do I mean by that? We already in hell. We already suffering COVID, monkeypox, listeriosis, murder, ladies, rape, child abduction. Your countries are falling apart. You go to another country, you have foreigners, xenophobia. Like, you have no peace. You can't just be, you can't just choose. It is almost as if God and the devil are just ping-ponging the crap out of us. They're just playing the ping-pong game. The devil comes into your life and does as he pleases. Regardless of faith or anything, God chooses whether he allows it or does not allow it, whether there's a lesson for you to learn. Well, the Bible says that he gives the strongest battles to his strongest soldiers, that he will never give you more than you can handle. How many of us right now are unable to handle the burden that God has given unto us? And yet we keep the faith that we will somehow find the strength, and we are still not finding the strength. It's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and we are falling apart. We love our partners. We love our families. We love our friends. But everything around us is falling apart because we're not financially stable, because our mental state is just not right, because we're too money focused, because we need to keep it. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you weren't financially burdened, you would have married the woman of your dream, you would have married the man of your dream, you would have had the life that you deserve. I honestly believe if there is a God out there, he must be smart enough to realize that all he needs to do is bless us with the knowledge and the wisdom to understand when you have everything, you do need not to fight. We will not need war. Russia would not need to invade Ukraine. Europeans would not need to invade Africa, because they would have had everything that they need. We would have had everything that we need. Everybody would have had everything that we need. We would be coming to each other, appreciating each other's cultures, each other's differences, instead of trying to benefit from each other because we are lacking, because our God ain't providing. I initially had a topic for this specific episode, but my spirit is just taking, and this has become a freaking sermon. I think I'm going to stick on this topic for a little while. Religion and the real world. Are you a sinner, or are you just human trying to live in this imperfect world? I know many people that have no business being broke, but they are. I know many people that have no business crying, but they are. The Bible says a lot. A lot. The Bible was supposed to be an instructional book to how to live in this world. But the Bible has become so outdated, it can no longer keep up with the way the world is advancing itself. If truly and honestly, that back in the days, Abraham and them used to live 900, 1,000 years old, with less technology that we have today, We are more knowledgeable than them. We know more and understand more. We live less. Just doesn't make any sense. That means that God has taken so much from humanity, so much knowledge, so much wisdom, and He just kept it from us. For what purpose? People are crying. People are crying. Black people are crying. White people are beginning to cry. Everybody is beginning to cry. Is the world coming to an end, and is Jesus Christ returning? Is this all just a story? Guys, this is crazy how long I've been speaking. I didn't think I was going to do this today, but I did. Yeah, man, it is what it is. There's just some things that we need to talk about. It's been something that's been bothering me, that's been sitting in my heart for a very long time. I think I'm going to market this specific episode very strategically. I'm going to take certain scenes within this episode and put it out there because I want a lot of people to hear this message. Christianity is destroying many lives. Religion is destroying many lives. Even the Quran, it is enslaved Muslim women. It is taking the freedom away from them. Religion, the moment Prophet Smith. Guys, I went to all these churches. I studied all these books. If truly there is a God out there, we have limited this God. We have limited Him to human capabilities. This is a topic I want to bring into Uncle P's podcast. And I hope you guys welcome it with open arms. I'm your boy, Uncle P. I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.